He'll backpedal a three for the win. And
1-2. And a steal. Miller retreats to the three-point line and hits again.
This is episode number 1 of the Wax Museum podcast, where I get to talk about all things basketball cards from past to present to future. I'm your host, Kyle, and
After 350 incredible episodes, the Wax Museum podcast comes to a close. And today, members of the basketball card community are here to say thank you to Kyle for bringing his insight, education, and entertainment to the hobby over the past several years. Well, Kyle, I make this video today, not exactly a happy man to see the podcast go. You know, I certainly remember stumbling upon your podcast many years ago, and you've been in my ear during many significant moments of my life. Stressful times being a healthcare provider during the pandemic. You've been with me while I've rehabbed from injury and joined me for countless hours on long runs on the weekends. And while not only educating me about basketball cards, I also feel that I've made a great hobby friend. But I'm not alone. I brought a few friends along here with me to say thanks.
End of an era. The Wax Museum podcast launched around the same time that the House of Jordans podcast launched in late 2018. And we were sort of podcasting contemporaries and colleagues during that 2018, 2019, 2020 era. And then House of Jordans ended and Wax Museum continued. And 350 episodes is just a monstrous accomplishment, especially knowing how much research and effort and thought that Kyle puts into those episodes. I will definitely miss these episodes, but I'll certainly continue to follow along the content he creates on YouTube. Just want to say thanks for all the episodes and all the hard work that he did, all the content that he provided, all the research that he did, all the issues that he shed light on in such a measured and mature and professional fashion, the incredible collection he's curated for himself, and his willingness to share his process and his thoughts, the amazing interviews he conducted, just a tremendous offering in the sports card content canon, and one of the all-time great sports card podcasts, one of the absolute Mount Rushmore podcasts, at least for me. So, Kyle, great work. Your efforts are deeply appreciated, and I certainly will be revisiting those episodes, and I hope that they continue to live on forever.
Hi Kyle, this is Josh, aka Mitten State Collector. Wanted to take a moment to wish you a very heartfelt congratulations on finishing your print run, the 350th episode of the Wax Museum podcast. I can't begin to tell you how much your podcast and all the time and effort you've put into your research and storytelling over these couple of years has meant to me and my collecting journey, and to so many others. So I just want to take a moment, say congratulations, and I hope you take the next year to really enjoy this great Piston season we have on deck. Cheers.
Kyle, end of an era. I just really want to say I appreciate all your time, your efforts, your contributions to basketball card content. It's really, the landscape has changed significantly. I think since you started, your influence has really been a large contributor to that. So, sad to see that the podcast is, not going to be updated as regularly as possible. I really appreciate all the lessons that I've learned from you through your content, the exposure you've given to me to a different area of basketball card collecting. Maybe that Taco Bell sponsorship is going to be more lucrative on YouTube now. And I know you're still going to be around. You're still going to be giving us your insights and, knowledge. But I guess now what we'll have to see is which gets updated more frequently, your podcast or my TikTok. So I'll look forward to seeing that. But, end of an era, but, really happy to see you, still succeeding on YouTube.
Hey Kyle, this is Evan, aka Pristine Paper here, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for putting so much effort into your content, whether it be the YouTube channel or the podcast, of course. It really has inspired me to, carry the torch in a way, and make content that's good for the hobby and not leaving people, feeling like they don't learn anything from the video they watched or the podcast episode they listened to. So I just really want to thank you for all the effort, and I also want to thank you for having me on the podcast last year. It was a great time. Thanks for everything again, like I said, and riding off into the sunset with your Pacers. I think that's a great way to end it all.
Hey Kyle, just a quick message of gratitude for all the work that you have done and put into entertaining us with the entertaining and informing us with the podcast over these past several years. This week's episode was 26 minutes long, so 350 episodes of that's something like 9,000 minutes. That's a lot of lawns mowed and dishes washed that you have kept me company for. So thank you. Thanks so much for that, and I can't wait to see what's next.
I can't emphasize enough how important Kyle and the Wax Museum podcast have been for me personally in my collecting. As a team collector and a patch collector, Kyle is just like a cheat sheet in terms of how to do it. So when I'm ever uncertain or confused, I just look at what Kyle's doing, his interests, his content, and it kind of tells me, yeah, that's probably what I should be doing. Not to mention that as everything has shifted towards money and gambling and flipping and trying to get more influence in the hobby, Kyle is a constant of just what does it mean to actually collect, what does it mean to focus on cards, and what you enjoy in the hobby. And lastly, Kyle has always harped on, if you feel like there's a void in the hobby, go ahead and fill that void yourself. And that's where I felt like the motivation for starting Hoops Hobby Hangout came from, and hopefully that can kind of play a similar role for others as what Wax Museum Podcast has played for me. So thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Wax Museum Podcast. Thank you for being such a steady presence, and what you do is more valuable than you understand.
Kyle, it's Forkbeard Basketball Cards. Thank you for all the amazing shows that have been a part of my weekly routine even before I made this Instagram account. And just to be able to be your friend and to come on the show a couple times has been a true honor. And I can't wait to see what's next for you. I'm looking forward to this YouTube channel. Stay in touch, my man.
Hi, it's Mitch, the brewer from the Brewer and the Baker podcast. Kyle, I'd like to say thank you for all your knowledge, advice, and hours of entertainment. Congrats on the long run, bud.
Hey Kyle, thanks for all you've given us, and I'm sorry that your podcast ended before your team won one of these, but here's one in a video for you. Thanks a lot, pal.
Hey Kyle, this is Cardboard Crossroads, and I want to say thank you for the content that you've been putting out. I got back into the hobby about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and you were the first podcast I was introduced to. And between your podcast and your YouTube content, you have been an incredible resource for somebody trying to learn how to navigate the hobby that it is today. And I just want to say thank you, and I can't wait to see what you put out next. Thanks.
Hey Kyle, Vintage Pacers here, aka Indiana Steve. Just want to congratulate you on this run, man, and just also say that I appreciate the time and effort that you've put into making something that so many of us relate to and find joy in every week. I know it's not easy churning out 30 to 40 minutes of quality hobby content every week, but you've done so without sacrificing your morals or becoming some sort of a parody or a caricature of the hobby. So you should take great pride in that. Looking forward to seeing what the next chapter looks like for you. Time to take a bow, buddy. Go Pacers.
Jared Leahy here, Celtic Super Collector on Instagram. Just want to pass along my congratulations to Kyle on 350 episodes. Want to thank you for all your help over the last 7 or 8 years as I've jumped back into the hobby. Many of these over my shoulder here, these relics have your stamp of approval, and I also appreciate the occasional talk me off the ledge, as you've told me a couple of times at least, to not buy something and to be patient because I should be able to find it cheaper. Most times you were right. Thank you for inviting me on your show, episode 148 and 251. Your contribution to the hobby through your videos and obviously your show has helped a lot of collectors, and I appreciate what you've done for me. So obviously as the show is coming to an end, hopefully you'll continue to give us the videos on Instagram and YouTube. And thank you again for all you've done for myself and for your fellow collectors, as this video montage shows. You've touched quite a few people in this hobby. So good luck, big guy, and hopefully I'll see you soon in Dallas.
Hi, Kyle. This is Dan the Baker from the Brew and the Baker podcast. I feel like I'm recording your eulogy here. I know that I'm one of your longest tenured listeners. I picked up your show sometime in the middle of January of this year. And despite your show being about boring basketball cards, you held my attention. You entertained me, and you informed me about those boring basketball cards. And maybe taught me a little about myself and my baseball card collecting habits. On top of that, I would like to thank you for being a mentor, being a sounding board, lending an ear for when I had questions about podcasting. Your advice and your thoughts were very, very welcome. So thank you. There will be a void in the sports card podcast world when you do finally hang up the microphone. But I understand why you're doing it. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I appreciate all the help that you offered.
Kyle, what's up? Ryan, Mind Cycle Cards. Just wanted to thank you for all the years that you did the podcast. I learned quite a bit listening to all the episodes and all the different topics that you brought up every week. Thanks for bringing me on a couple. I had a great time on the episodes that I was on, and just listening to all the guests that you brought on. I think it was really great for the community to hear like different voices within the hobby and just your own personal thoughts on things. So good luck on your next endeavor, and we'll talk soon.
Hey Kyle, it's your boy Mr. eBay. I just wanted to thank you for the countless hours of hobby entertainment you've provided us for all these years. You're taking a much deserved and well-earned break. Best of luck to you and the Pacers moving forward.
Kyle, congratulations on an unbelievable 350 episode run of Wax Museum Podcast. I remember when I first got back into the hobby, I was really looking for some information and some guidance, and you provided that. And I know I speak for a lot of people when I say that we are grateful for your investment in us as a hobby community. And I'm also grateful for your friendship, and I cannot wait to see what comes next for you as you really invest in the next chapter on YouTube. Anyways, congrats again. And we really, really appreciate everything that you've done.
Kyle, Wax Museum. What's up, buddy? It's Steve Showley, that Jay Crowder guy. Apparently, your former official Northeast correspondent. I remember being on episode 336 and you very positively promoting, my appearance on the show as the official Northeast correspondent. And then I listened to 337 and find out while I'm driving to my other job that I'm out of work in this area. But no, in all honesty, thanks for everything. You've done great work. And I went back to the blowout forums when you were announcing this, and I was one of the people that recommended a name to you, and you, in a very Kyle way, did not agree with the name and was, I guess, nice about it. Just sort of how you were kind of nice about firing me without telling me. But no, you've done great stuff. I know, I'm sure Chad will tell you all about how great you are, but I'm thankful for the friendship we've built through this, and look forward to the YouTube content that I know you're going to continue to create. And when you get tired of that, there'll be something else because you can't get out of this space and you really enjoy engaging this way. So thanks for all you've done over the last 350 episodes. I look forward to whatever's next for you, and regardless of anything, thankful for the friendship. Take care, buddy.
Kyle, hey, Jeff Foster here, formerly of the Indiana Pacers. Just reaching out to say congratulations on a great run with your Wax Museum podcast. Although I didn't get an opportunity to see very many episodes, I understand that you're big into basketball cards. My dad was one of the first people to catch on to the basketball card collecting craze back in the late 80s when everybody was focused on baseball cards, and his collection is very valuable now, while my late 80s, early 90s baseball card collection is collecting dust in my attic somewhere. But congratulations, man, on a great run. Thanks for being a fan of mine and a fan of the Indiana Pacers, and best of luck with everything you do in the future.
If you've enjoyed the audio era of this show, thank you, truly.
This is where I'd normally ask you to beg Taco Bell to, let me get paid in burritos or whatever. Instead, I'm going to ask that you follow me on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. That's where this Wax Museum podcast will live on. In what exact format, like I said, I'm still figuring out, but I'm excited about the change and I'm ready for a new challenge. So until that time, this is the Wax Museum podcast.